we've gone from water, and we're going to go to solids next, and how you, for the science majors in you, and how you can not only see through a solid, but you can identify what ails it and how to repair it. So with that, I'd like to mention that we have with us the one, the only, Eli Kovler from Rapida.
Okay, thank you very much. It was such an exciting introduction. I'm going to try to make it fast and cool. I know this is kind of the topic. It's not easy to be cool when you speak about concrete, but I'm going to try. I know that I only have 5 minutes, and I see the stopper now, so let's start. My name is Eli. I'm the co-founder of Rapida. Just to make sure that we're on the same page, in the next 4.5 minutes, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what Rapida does in order to ensure structural health of our most important civil infrastructure assets. These are just some example of civil infrastructure assets that we all know, like, and love, but do we really know the condition of these assets? A few facts. Fact number 1, 75 years is actually the average age of civil infrastructure asset. Now, it's a fun fact by itself, but what if I would tell you that the vast majority of civil infrastructure assets in the world were built in the 50s or 60s in the previous century? You can do the math by yourself. Some are kind of moving uncomfortably in the chair, and you're right. They're approaching the end of their life cycle. Fact number 2, 40% of trillions invested in civil infrastructure industry as a whole is poorly spent. Reason is because of lagging development of technology and bottlenecks within this behemoth industry. Fact number 3, for those of you who come from the East Coast, 56,000 bridges in the US alone are being described or defined as structurally deficient, including the Brooklyn Bridge, by the way. So I'm afraid that civil infrastructure fails on a daily basis. It not just happen only in the US, these are examples from Israel. And if you would imagine our nice, amazing, beautiful built world, I'm afraid that it is simply crumbling and it costs a fortune to maintain it. Now, if you ask yourself why is this happening? Main reason for this lies with the current inspection process. These pictures are relevant, and actually this is how inspection of a civil infrastructure asset is done. It's a manual process. People climb on cranes, on ladder with half of their body in the air, trying to measure crack length with a ruler, like we had in school. Okay, so of course it has many flaws, this process. It's manual, it's subjective, it does not utilize previous inspection. Now we're in 2023. We can change the issue of aging infrastructure, but Rapida is here to change the approach. This is how we define ourselves. We're a civil infrastructure SaaS company. We're a young startup, and we provide a digital inspection solution for infrastructure asset. Now, I only have 5 minutes, so I will not speak with you about our machine learning algorithms or about our knowledge within civil infrastructure, but I will just give you a use case from one of our clients. Actually, it's quite a nice organization here in Israel. Mekorot is the national water company. They have close to 800 water tanks in Israel, and this is what we provide to them. First of all, we turn the physical world into digital, okay? But between us, many do it. This thing that you see now on the screen, these strange colors, shapes, they represent the structural defects that our system finds automatically. Cracks, corrosion, segregation, efflorescence, delamination in concrete. We map them, we locate them, we measure them. You can come back to the same defect time and time again and see how it evolved. And this thing, by the way, excites me the most because this is the start of predictive maintenance. Now, all of these structural defects are being translated into an asset condition score. This is our mutual language with Mekorot. By the way, this is all aligned with the standard. In this example, it's according to ACI, American Concrete Institute standard, that defines severity of defects from 1 to 5, and this is why you have these colors. Now, just imagine that all of these assets are being incorporated into one place, and they all get grades. So the CEO of Mekorot can assess fully the risk portfolio of all of the assets within the organization. Our name is Rapida because every step of the way of the digital inspection process is done by means of rapid process. We're a SaaS company. It's sensor agnostic. You can take data from drone, from GoPro, from mobile. It does not matter. Our innovation is within processing of the data. And then we visualize it in a very cool SaaS platform. Sharona, with your respect, I took a quote, okay, because this is how you called this presentation, seeing through concrete. This is what our AI is trained on. So we put the focus on these three verticals. Reason is because these applications are made out of concrete. By the way, 80% of civil infrastructure in the world is concrete-based. So these are some of the applications and some of the clients that we work within Israel. Two of them, by the way, also invested in Rapida. And currently, and I told you we're a young startup, we're currently in our seed round and actually starting some international pilots. This is our vision, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a big fan of this vision. Our aim is to guarantee safety and reliability of infrastructure asset. And I'm just going to finish with this picture. If you remember our built and amazing world, this is what we aim to do, to provide these insights in order to guarantee a better world and a safer infrastructure. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Sharona.
There are so many people that are harmed. When I was here in February, I was sitting in bed and the bed moved, but not for the reasons you think. In Turkey, there was an earthquake and 30,000 people were affected. So I called some friends in Turkey and I said, you know, it's going to happen again. You need to call Rapida and you need to get your buildings assessed so it'll save lives. That's what we're doing here. We're connecting ideas to action because we all have huge circles of influence. And Eli, thank you very much for helping us to have something to say that's relevant to other people.
Thank you very much.
See through concrete, baby.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.